look at but ourselves. We have to be better. We have to be better disciplined, be smarter, and we have to do all those things if we want to turn this thing around.
Well, I don't know if we didn't compete. They buried. It's not like we're not working hard, but it's one of those things where they got the momentum, they got the lead, and it's much easier playing with the lead. And give them credit too.
You guys all saw the game. I mean, I just think there were some inconsistencies. Our guys, we have to be better at handling adversity, but it was very frustrating. At times it seemed what was being called in one situation wasn't being called in another. And, like I said, the adversity that we faced in that regards, we didn't handle the way we needed to, but by then the game seemed to be starting to get out of control. And just when we seemed to kind of claw our way back in, we seemed to be shorthanded.
Well, no one in the Ottawa dressing room seems to be making excuses except for their coach, Corey Clouston. And perhaps that's because Ottawa realizes after its 7-4 loss to the Penguins in Game 4 of their Eastern Conference quarterfinal series that they came up short in certain areas. Take, for instance, they gave up a shorthanded goal to Max Talbot. They scored twice on 5-on-3 power plays, but failed to take advantage of the 5-on-4s that followed. So, Ottawa didn't really take advantage of its opportunities, but the Penguins did. Now for more on the Penguins, let's go to Rob Rossi.
Thanks, Kevin. The one thing with excuses, teams that have won championships, teams that have contended for championships, teams like the Penguins, they don't tend to make them this type of year. And that's probably the biggest difference between the Penguins and the Ottawa Senators right now. That and the fact that this Penguin team has found a level of play in the postseason that, frankly, we did not see from them at the end of the regular season. We're talking about intensity. We're talking about focus. We're talking about drive. We're talking about all these intangibles that the team last year showed on its run to the Stanley Cup championship. Now, another thing we're talking about, obviously, is Captain Sidney Crosby, who's going to a level right now that is reserved for the likes of guys named Lemieux, Gretzky, or we're talking about postseason studs. Crosby's making himself one right now. He may not be a big fan of talking about himself, but certainly his teammates have only gushing things to say about what he's done.
Every game, you guys always ask us the same question because he does something special every game, and that's a big reason why we have success, because he's our leader out there, and every game he's going to surprise us too as a player, and he leads us the right way, and we're just trying to follow him out there.
I don't know. This is about as consistent as I've ever seen him. He's it's. I don't really have any pointers for other teams, nor do I give them, but it's just one of those things where happy to be on his side. It's fun to watch.
Yeah, it's playoff. We try to help the team, and Sid play very well. I'm enjoying playing with him, power play, and stay on ice and locker room. He great leadership, he great captain, and we try to beat next game too.
Getting chances and they're going in. That's the way it works. I mean, you can do the exact same thing other nights and puck doesn't go in, or you get a bad bounce. So no, it's nice to see it go in, and nice to get rewarded. But don't want to change anything.
It's a big one Thursday night at Mellon Arena, everybody. The Penguins are up 3-1 in this series, and they absolutely want to end this thing early. Badger Bob Johnson used to say, to win a Stanley Cup, you need an easy one along the way. This series hasn't been easy. The Ottawa Senators have been a physical test for the Penguins. But if you can get them out of the way in 5 games, that speaks well to your chances to defend this Stanley Cup championship. Now, speaking well for my chances would be getting back from Ottawa. So between now and then, I want you to pay attention to Trib Total Media for the best video, print, web coverage of the Pittsburgh Penguins Stanley Cup playoff run, and I'll see you in Pittsburgh.